If I asked you to get me a drink from the cold shelf, you might say, yes, sir, no, sir, 3 bags full, sir. Well, get it for yourself. But come to your senses, there's no monsters in the fridge. And I think you might just as well say, yes, sir, as is your wish, which is one way of implying that there's such a thing as freedom of choice. You can do anything you like in this life. You can talk till you're blue in the face, ache with a sanctimonious voice. You can be silent as a wish in a tear duct, or a jumping bean in a vacuum-sealed can, in order to give the impression that there's actually something going on deep, deep down where it's really shallow, in the lying phrase of a quiet man. For instance, I was one of the hardest kids in Bradford when I was 9. I'd fight anything, anyone, for any reason, any time, sticks or stones or bricks or bottles, but usually with my fists, until at the age of 11, upon encountering the teaching of Mahatma Gandhi, I decided to become a pacifist. And I've wanted to punch a whole lot of lights out from that day to this, but I haven't. Honest. Suppose it's been a case of what you resist persists. I'm like the piece of red tarmac who can't get served in a pub. No way, mate, says the landlord. You look like a closet psychopath. And I've heard these words from a magistrate. This will make you laugh. You are guilty, he says, with customary indignation. And I goes, you're not kidding, mate. I'm like the rest of the nation. Because no one is innocent. Not one of you in this room tonight or at home alone has got an unequivocal right to cast the first stone. And that's not just my verdict. Just take a little time to think where else you might have heard it. Back to the Mahatma. Okay, want to hear it for the last time? An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. Oh, and then there's Martin Luther King, the old warmonger. Once upon a time, not long ago, when being black was banned, he said, hate the deed and not the man, hate the deed and not the man. Then there's this little perler from G.K. Chesterton in a letter to the Times. Sir, it goes, what's wrong with the world? I am. I am. And then, of course, there's love thy neighbour for Christ's sake. Especially if you hate the slimy weirdo. I might be wrong, but I reckon that'd put a stop to all this dastardly bombing going on. Like the ticking of the clock and the draining of the sand. It's just 3 little words, is love thy neighbour. But it's a command.